The butterfly effect says that, a butterfly can flap its wings in Brazil, right? And that set off a chain reaction of events that can never be calculated because of the chaos that ended up in, Hurricane Katrina, all right? And if that butterfly hadn't have flapped that wing, that might not have happened, right? So it's cause and effect. Music affects people, and then people live their lives, and then people affect history. So who knows what kind of an effect we're having, but I definitely know that I would not be the person I am today without the music that I've had in my life.
I can listen to a Prince or a Van Halen song, and it'll take me back to 8th grade, or it's a soundtrack for all these different eras of my life.
Even before punk, I loved the band Yes, and I just thought what a cool thing to be able to be in that band, because everybody was playing something different, and yet they all came together and made one piece of music that sounded so amazing.
And I have no idea what effect my songs have had on people, right? And I don't think you can possibly quantify that. But I know it affects people emotionally. I know music inspires people. I know music motivates people. Undisputably. I think more than maybe any other form of art. More than a painting. For me, more than a poem. Maybe not more than a novel, but not as many people read, right? So music is more of a populist art form. People listen to it, it affects them. You listen to a song right now that you loved when you were 14, try to avoid having emotion from that. You'll have a flood of all kinds of stuff, and that stays with you your whole life.
Is it something that's going to change the course of history? Probably not. But does it make an awful lot of people feel good? And does it help those people lead more positive lives? I believe it does.
Just going out on tour and talking to people, I mean, it's amazing to me how, one of our songs can change a man or woman's perspective on life, or politics, or whatever.
It delights and angers. It's it's just such a big thing. I'm a musician. I don't go an hour without listening to music, and I know that most of my friends are the same way. So I certainly hope that it's as motivational for others as it is for me.
My version of The State of the World by Greg Hudson is sometimes you need to just deconstruct, go back to the foundation, knock it all down, and start from the ground up and rework it. And I think that's where we're at right now. It's a mess, not just financially, but socially and in the legal sense. It's just really gone backwards 300 years in about 8.
I mean, it's remarkable how when we would go to any of the European countries, you are bombarded by the overwhelming feeling that you're being judged as an American, because the people have a right to ask the question, how can you let this happen? Right. And I found myself explaining so many interviews how, please don't forget that 50% of the country does not support George Bush.
The rest of the world is looking at us like a bunch of ass clowns. And I think if we don't get our act together and start being thoughtful and having thoughtful policy and taking thoughtful action, that we quite possibly could be in for a societal collapse.
Because if there's one thing Bush taught us, is that a few people can make really important decisions. And in their case, they made all the wrong decisions, and a few people made some very detrimental decisions.
The reverence that the American public seems to have for anti-intellectualism has got to go. We've got to stop being isolationist. We've got to stop being xenophobic. We've got to stop worshiping ignorance. We've got to stop thinking it's cool to have a vice presidential candidate that can't speak the English language and says ain't. I mean, I'm sorry, man, but you know what? I don't want a leader that I can drink a six-pack with. I want a leader smarter than my professor. I want a leader who doesn't just have character, but has character and intellect. And those are the values that we should cherish in America. You know, that's what I believe.